Hi there, I'm Carmen Amato
Hi.
in Tennessee, here for another crime conversation with my partner in crime, Jane Harvey Barrick in Cornwall.
Hi.
So today we're talking about our buddy read, Carla's Choice by Nick Harkaway. There it is on audiobook. And we're really captivated by the writing
Mm,
style here, the
gorgeous.
vocabulary, the great descriptions,
Mm.
but also by the concept of Nick Harkaway carrying on his father, John le Carre's um, legacy.
Mhm.
And there's a few other authors who have turned over their legacy of writing.
Yeah.
Um, so, Jane, first of all, what did you think about the writing style, the vocabulary, the word choices?
Absolutely delicious. It was like eating a really juicy pear where you've got all the juice dripping down you. It was glorious. And I thought I'd play a little bit of the audiobook, which is narrated by the British actor Simon Russell Beale, because it gives a wonderful description, getting into an aeroplane and leaving the city behind. So I'll just play this. Some chapter.
European Airways was London as it wanted the jet set to see it. Picture perfect stewardesses with World Service voices shepherding civilization in the skies. The wing of the comet as it rose above Tempelhof was speckled gold by the rising sun, and all the grim blot of Berlin fell back behind them, the scar of the wall drawn in grey and brown across the centre.
I mean,
Well,
that's just one small example, but I think that's absolutely glorious. You just picture it, the airplane taking off, the sun hitting on the wing of the plane, and below a city that's been ripped in half by the Berlin Wall, and I just think it's wonderful. Really, really gorgeous writing.
it is beautiful writing because even that snippet brings you onto the aircraft, civilization in the sky. So it's implying the type of experience.
Describing the World Service voices,
Yes.
which would be of the time when people intoned like this on the television and made sure that we really spoke the Queen's English. It was a different way of talking, and that was taught for the radio and for television, nascent television.
But at the same time that he's taking us in this very formal way into the aircraft, he's reminding us of the impact of the war on Berlin.
Another line later in that chapter when he talked about one of the spies, he lashed his mast to the communist ship. And
Mm.
I thought it was just such a wonderful way of describing it. And it feels like, George Smiley with all his learning and his cleverness, it might be the kind of thing he would have thought.
It does evoke that character because you're seeing so much of the book through George's eyes, even when other characters are describing in very lengthy passages the actions that they took. And even in those passages, the characters are using great vocabulary, but it's vocabulary that character would use.
Yes, and it adds
So
to it.
it's true to
For
that
me, it
character.
didn't get in the way. It didn't drag it down.
Yes.
I read some of the reviews that said they felt it went slowly, but on the whole, I thought if it'd gone any faster, I'd have been completely lost because there were so many characters. I haven't read the other books. I'm aware of them through TV and film, but now I'm quite tempted to read them. But I'd hope that he'd be proud that his son has done this. Obviously, he died before that happened, and I wonder. If I don't know if Nick Harkaway is planning to do any more in the series.
I have heard that he is.
I see. Right. And I
And
think he must have enjoyed it. It sounded like he enjoyed it. Felt like he enjoyed it.
and I wonder where that a new George Smiley book would appear in the 4-book saga that is now extant.
I suspect he could insert one anywhere in the timeline because he's so adept at that world. He knows it so well. I think he could probably take it from just about anywhere. We will see.
Except if he stays within the boundaries of the 4 books, then he's still in the chasing Carla sequence of events. If he takes it and says, okay, now that George Smiley has caught Carla, he has to chase somebody else, then we've picked it up at the end of the 4th book, Smiley's People.
Right.
But anyways, let's keep on with our discussion of the language.
Yeah.
And also the whole notion of legacy writers, because that's what Harkaway did. He took an existing work, he added to it to make it better.
I mean, I was interested to read that Alex Dumas, the French writer, he wrote almost with a sort of a cooperative of people. He had loads of people writing with him, and it all went under his name. Then you've got Lee Child's brother, Andrew Child, is now taking over the Jack Reacher franchise, and I've actually just bought the first book to see if there's any emotional development in Jack Reacher whatsoever, because I'm quite interested to see that. James Patterson, he's an interesting one. He's got lots of collaborators, at least half a dozen, and I think they vary enormously. But I did rather enjoy his collaboration with Bill Clinton. The president is missing. And isn't that an interesting metaphor these days? But also Stephen King, he wrote with his son Owen. Wilbur Smith had a co-writer on the cover. Dick Francis, his son Felix Francis. And then we've got all the sort of fan fiction ones. Even P.D. James wrote Death in Pemberley as an
I just
homage
read
to
that.
Jane Austen.
So I don't know, maybe someday somebody will be writing fan fiction about the Cornish crime thrillers.
Maybe, might be me.
So, all right, Jane, we're out of time. We'll see everyone next time when we're reading Raven Black by
Look
Ann
forward to
Cleese.
it. Thanks, Carmen. Bye.